Out of sight can't be out of mind, especially when it comes to one Chelsea Manning. Chelsea Manning now was put in prison on a contempt charge. They were trying to get her to testify against Julian Assange. She has up to this point said, I am not going to testify. You're not going to make me testify, so you might as well, not even try. Ultimately, what they've been trying is if we can put her in prison long enough, maybe she'll break under the strain of being in prison. Up to this point, that hasn't been true. A judgment was released today that only gives modest, and I use that term stringently, modest relief to one Chelsea Manning. But her main question, or the main thing that she wanted, was not sustained. Welcome to the Soapbox. My name is Jamarl Thomas. This is the Progressive Soapbox. Guys, if you dig this content, you find yourself coming back to this channel often, please like this video, share this video, and subscribe. YouTube is an untrustworthy actor, so if you definitely find yourself digging it, please consider supporting the PayPal or Patreon. Chelsea Manning. So Chelsea Manning has been in prison, and they've been charging her $1,000 a day for being in prison with this notion of trying to get her to talk against one Julian Assange. Up to this point, she says, no, this process, I don't like this process, and I'm not going to break under the strain. Strangely enough, they can keep her in prison as long as they want, providing they have this notion that she'll break. At least that was the prior standard, at least based on the reporting that came out before. What they're saying now, Judge Tringa, U.S. District Court judge, has said that she can't be in prison longer than 18 months. And he's given her the modest relief of time served for the previous judge. Now that time served amounts to about 2 months. So that's apparently 2 months of an 18-month sentence. Unless she talks, which she says she's not going to do. So I find this to be somewhat of a travesty. I mean, they're going after Assange, and the reporting on Assange is that his health has deteriorated further while he's serving time in Belmarsh prison. Now, you have two systems that are essentially strangling people who are whistleblowers to get that information out. Whatever you want to think of these guys, Julian Assange is absolutely a publisher and should have the exact same protections as something like the Washington Post or the New York Times, regardless of whether he's an American citizen or not. If our laws, oddly enough, applies to him, then to some degree, so should our protections. Beyond that point, Chelsea Manning is a whistleblower. And yet, this is what we're doing to her. The judge refuses to get rid of the onerous $1,000 charge on top of the onerous jail sentence that she's been experiencing. At this point, a prison sentence is more than a year. I'd just like to give updates because, again, I don't want out of sight to be out of mind. And I can't imagine the ordeal that she's going through, stuck in prison, because she won't testify against Assange. That's strength. Whatever you want to call it, that is the definition of strength. Thanks a lot.